The GDC Game Developers Conference now offers a class in case you've been canceled. Where do you go from here? Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and that's right, because at the end of the day, it is not their end goal just to cancel people. They use that cancellation as a tool. They want you to be canceled. That way you are forced to bow and kowtow to their ideology, and then once you say your I'm sorry's, once you say, I believe, I'm a believer, I understand about diversity, equity, and inclusion, oh please, masters, take me back, they will offer you a course on how to do so. Hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, and what's nerdier than what's going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors at the GDC. We got this here from Grums, always doing the expert reporting. Cancel Pigs are running a class tomorrow. By the time you see this, is actually today. I'm recording this a night in advance. So today, as you're watching this, this class is ongoing for those that have such self-loathing they need to apologize for just being normal, rational individuals. Cancel Pigs are running a class tomorrow at GDC where you can learn to apologize better after they're done canceling you. And it's interesting because they weren't calling this cancel culture. Remember, they were calling it consequence culture, yet now they're actively using cancellation, the word canceled, in their advertisement. Of course, it's run by Feminist Frequency. Oh, the great Anita Sarkeesian's flagship business, Feminist Frequency. If you were wondering they were still a thing, if they were still kicking, of course they are, and they got themselves a pretty tight spot at the GDC. So what does this say? So you've been canceled. Now what? This is from Jay Lynn, the programs manager at Feminist Frequency. Carl Murray Olson, the facilitator, respect. Location, room 301 South Hall. Because on the off chance that somebody watching this, is actually at the GDC and just wants to know, hey, what's a good conference? What's a good little panel meeting that I should go to and sit in on and maybe do some recording and maybe leak it afterwards? Yeah, this wouldn't be the worst one you could choose. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Date, Wednesday, March 20th, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Damn it. Actually, okay, this video comes out at 11 a.m. Central Time, so actually, it's amazing, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. This video will be airing at the exact moment that this starts. Ooh, I hope we get to see some good golden moments coming from this panel. I hope somebody's in there. I hope someone gets their phone out or their camcorder or whatever it is, regardless of whether or not they've seen this video or they're watching this video, and they just, boom, record away. Because this is the sort of stuff, this is the ins and outs that we need to see, that the public needs to see. The absolute proof that the world should get their eyes on, that they want to force you to change, and the best way to do that is to cancel you first, to put the public against you, the court of public opinion against you, and say, look at this man, we will parade him around town, we will parade him through the virtual streets of whatever MMORPG is their favorite, and shame them publicly to the point where they have no other choice but to fall on their knees and beg forgiveness and bow to our ideology. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pass type, all access pass, core pass, summons pass, and all access. So this is open to everybody. Why is it open to everybody? Well, because the obvious. They want everybody to have just a chance to have their eyes open to their brilliant, progressive new ideology. Topic: advocacy, because that's what you go to when you're going to the video game, when you're going to the Game Developers Conference, the GDC. That's what we should be focusing on. Advocacy. Long gone are the days where you go to find out what's the newest, latest, and greatest coding methods or audio sound design. Hey, what are gamers preferring? Over-the-shoulder camera angles? First person? Top-down dungeon crawling? How can we improve any of these states of gameplay? No. Let's focus on the advocacy. And of course, you guys already saw my video yesterday talking about how the advocacy of the DEI initiatives was taking place on the GDC on Monday. The GDC is just full of panels like this. There ain't no stopping them. Ain't no slowing them down, baby. Get on that DEI train. Chugga, choo-choo. That's right. The format is a session. Can someone who has hurt others, even repeatedly, actually change? What comes after the call-out? What can someone do if they've been called problematic but aren't totally sure why? Oh, no. Anyone that's been called problematic, I can assure you, knows why. Because they're speaking the truth. They're speaking against your ideology, and you don't like that. But sure, let's pretend that you actually have individuals coming into this that are, that are ignorant to what's going on, that what's been going on culturally for the last decade, ever since the first gamergate. Or after losing friends, jobs, and networks. You're losing friends, jobs, and networks. It's funny you throw that out there, since you are the cancel pigs. You are the individuals doing the cancellation, causing these individuals to lose their friends, their jobs, and their networks. When you are running a course on basic basically selling selling back to people the resources they need after the problem that you have caused. What sort of scam artist is that? Like, that's actually kind of brilliant. Hey, we know you lost your jobs, you lost your friends, you lost your networking after we completely and utterly destroyed you for not bowing and kowtowing to our modern ideology. But now we're here with the solution. Like, that's some shit that only the government usually gets to get away with. How does a person move forward if they want to become someone who won't cause that type of harm, even unintentionally again? Cause that type of harm? Are you kidding me? Who is out here causing harm by saying something as innocuous as, you know, if there's going to be diversity in video games, which nobody is against, we would rather just be natural and not pandering and being mandated by studios and governments. You know, we want the actual nature of what the artist intended to be what's on our screens. If that is harmful, by God, I wonder how you would handle yourselves in Ukraine or in Gaza or anything like that that's going on in the world, you narcissistic shitbags. For the last 2 years, Respect has been talking to people in the games industry who have been called out, confronted, canceled, or fired for wrongdoing, harming others, or crossing boundaries or consent. By balancing compassion and accountability, Respect believes that restoring humanity to the experience of causing harm better fosters long-term change. It is amazing, absolutely glorious that you guys are talking about accountability when you are quite literally, and I believe the vast majority of individuals will agree, the least accountable individuals in the video game space. When you have done nothing but come in, alienate people, destroy the hobby, cause so many sales faux pas that, again, we have seen roughly in the last 15 months 18,000 layoffs, in no small part to the people not buying the products anymore because of what you've been pushing, and you don't take accountability for any of it. Sweet Baby Inc., when they say, hey, we're just consultants, you know, we just give them their advice. They don't have to take our advice. Square Enix or Sega or Konami or Rocksteady or any of these other companies, they don't have to take our advice. Yeah, it's because Sweet Baby Inc. and none of these other consulting companies got any sort of accountability. Yet you want to talk to us about accountability? I actually am in awe at the level, at the mental gymnastics that must be done to run a panel like this and think that people aren't going to be up in arms over it. But again, who knows? Maybe people at the conference, they're not going to be up in arms over it. In fact, they're going to go to it with stars on their eyes. They're going to go to it with bells on because they think, you know what? This is necessary. This is what we need for the gaming community to survive. In fact, this is going to help sell our games, despite the fact that in the last 15 months we've had 18,000 layoffs. The takeaway. But let's get to the takeaway, boys and gals. This talk will share an additional roadmap of change, quotes from participants, common roots of accountability, there's that word again, that have emerged, and Respect's approach to facilitating accountable discussions.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
This consideration outline can also offer those running or building communities a nuanced framework for addressing harm in ways that better foster change. Well, here's what you want to do. Here's my free advice. Here's Leon Idle's free advice to you if you are some sort of indie game dev and you're watching my video. Fuck them. You're going to have a whole lot more success, as shown by things like Palworld and Stellar Blade, by not giving a damn. In fact, actively going against what these activists are trying to claim should be the new normal. Now again, I may just be but a humble small YouTuber preaching to the choirs and the masses of unwashed nerds everywhere, but if I had to wager a guess, all of us unwashed nerds that are your potential customers are the ones who are willing to throw our hard-earned dollars at your game for the escapism of the day-to-day 9-to-5 grind. Yeah, we're the ones you want to listen to, if that wasn't patently obvious already. You don't need to take Business 101 to realize listening to customers probably going to be in your best interest. Intended audience. Now let's find out who the intended audience is, because you would think it's for people that have already been canceled. I mean, it's called So You've Been Canceled. Now what? Who is your intended audience? Louis C.K. maybe? I don't know. This is for anyone who has hurt others and wants to prevent it from happening again. Anyone that's worried about unintentionally harming others. Anyone who has faced a call out and wants to make things right. Or anyone who is interested in supporting people they care about who have done harmful things. Alrighty, who've done harmful things? Well, that's interesting. What about our buddy Alyssa Mercante, or really anybody in the gaming journalism space? We're at Ash Paris here. You know, Ash Paris, we got this from News Lobster. Update. The writer of the Verge Gamergate 2 hit piece openly admitted to having a one-sided agenda. They did not want to put an accurate timeline of events into the story, so they could depict Sweet Baby Inc. as the victims who didn't harass the Steam curator group. And this is what Ash Paris had to say. Here's some of these leaked messages. I hear you and I understand this is where we part, ideologically at least. I'll share the conversation conversation I had with my editors about this, because in preparation for my piece, I struggled with this particular bit in the conversation I had. Really helped me understand. Brutus and his ilk have grievance against Sweet Baby Inc. that is rooted in racism and misogyny and has no basis in the reality of how video game development works. That's it. Period. And when you get into the nitty-gritty of who did what when, not obviously the who's and what's that are necessary to explaining the story, the central premise gets lost. And me, personally, I have to remember what my piece is ultimately about. And it's not about providing a timeline of events. Yes, The Verge hit piece against Brutus and the Sweet Baby Inc. detected page. Yes, their hit piece, it was not about being honest. It was not about journalistic integrity. It was not about giving a timeline of events, you know, where in that timeline, Chris Kindred and their ilk decided to send a mass harassment campaign towards Brutus and, of course, the Sweet Baby Inc. page. No, it's bigger than that. It's about explaining that the reason you're hearing about this company called Sweet Baby and Gamergate 2 getting thrown around is because there's a group of people who decided they hate woke video games and found a convenient scapegoat to target a larger conspiracy to underpin it. There you go. Openly admitting they got no interest in the truth, they only got interest in their own ideology. So when you say anyone interested in supporting people they care about who have done harmful things, does Ash Parrish feature in that harmful things? They've clearly done harmful things. They've actually come after the gamers that are the paying customers that you so aptly are there to try and work with. You are the game companies. Square Enix, Capcom, 2K, Rocksteady, insert any other company here that may or may not be at this game development con. You really think that the individuals speaking, the ones going after your paying customers, are the ones you want to listen to? It makes you wonder. But again, this is par for the course. This is the sort of stuff you're going to see for the entirety, the duration of the GDC. Again, the GDC, someone said in one of my comments on my video yesterday that eventually it's going to go the way of E3. And you know what? I think that's pretty apt. I think that's pretty accurate. The GDC, at this point, it's unnecessary. Because you know what? Even if it wasn't about all this ideological pandering nonsense, what are you going to learn there that you can't learn off YouTube anyway? I'm pretty sure that Square Enix or Sega, they got the best of the best in the biz. They're doing everything they can to improve the quality of their games on a technical level, on a gameplay level, trying to make sure these games don't come out, you know, when needing day one patches or being so glitchy and broken that they're unplayable. And then, if you're gonna do that, if that is your end goal, and you're hiring the best people for the job, not because of any sort of diversity quotas or anything, then why do you even need to go to the Game Dev Con? I'm pretty sure we live in the most easy-to-access informational landscape right now, just due to the advent of the internet, of which you're watching this video on. So, yeah, not only is the ideologically pandering stuff just null and void, it doesn't matter, but this entire conference doesn't matter, just like E3 doesn't. E3's gone. We don't have it anymore. And do I look back on E3 fondly, the glory days before the internet? Absolutely. Can I also admit there's not a place for it nowadays? You're damn right I can. And there's not a place for the GDC either. And on multiple fronts. It really is amazing. But again, so you've been canceled. Now what? You tell me. I want to know your thoughts. These are my opinions, but I want to know yours. So let me know on X, where you can find me at BoltTheWord, or let me know in the comments down below. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about video games, the GDC, but again, if you've been watching my video, you know the spiel. That's all that's in the news lately on the big scale, and it is absolutely worth talking about. So hit that subscribe button. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. Become a member for $4.99 a month. We've got a bustling Discord community now. You get to post videos you want me to react in on my live streams, choose the articles I go over, and of course, you can use discount code VITALIDLE for some money off some merch. Get yourself a shirt or a mug, tag me in it. I'd love to see you sporting some Words of Paradise merch, but until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.